Welcome. This is Chip Roasting.
I'm Wally.
I am somebody. I'm Brennan. I'm not Brennan. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. We're roasting some chips.
What is up,
Hello.
everyone? Our loyal viewers. How are you? How am I?
I'm really great.
How are you, Mr. Entertainment, Mr. Wolfgator Entertainment? How are you doing?
I'm good, Mister Not a Pizza, aka
Hmm,
Not Brennan.
oops. Let me
So okay,
change
so
that
we
because
to your we
although I
only
am,
have
although I am still not a pizza, that doesn't necessarily ac- accurately describe my current situation.
so we only have two hints to who you actually are, but you're not Brennan and you're not pizza. So even
Yes.
though you said you might be pizza now, so who knows? I certainly don't. We have a lot to talk about because we missed a week. So can you hear me? Did you freeze
Me?
or you
Oh
just
yeah,
not
and
talking?
no, I was just typing out a new name for myself here. I don't know if this pops up on YouTube. Or I
He is now
noticed
not
the
in this universe.
yes, as a
Okay.
reference to the ongoing Ezra Miller incident. I
I have not been paying attention to
I
any
will
of that.
say,
Maybe you can update
uh,
us later on.
yeah, they've just gotten a lot crazier, is what it sounds like.
All right.
So yeah,
Well, with that,
absolutely. Anytime in the news where there's time to talk about all of that, I will be happy to lend what I've learned about the situation to the content of this podcast.
well, if we can start off with a meme, let's go
Sure.
into this other meme about Morbius sequel. The Morbius sequel. CNN
Yes.
reported that Sony has greenlit a Morbius sequel, and I can't tell if it's a joke or not because
I'm just curious to see because I would have assumed Sony would have learned their lesson by now, but
no,
it's
no,
very possible and likely even that they haven't. But
no.
this seems rather soon. So
Yes.
interested to see how this goes.
Have you seen Morbius yet?
Um, I I watched it once on like 100 times speed on like a TikTok, whatever that's somebody made of it, of just the entire movie up to like 100 times speed, and that felt like too much. So no, haven't watched it yet. No plans to actually watch it.
Well, that's good because I don't either.
Nice.
Unless it becomes super important in the next couple years, I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, unless Mr. Kevin Feige or the mouse, whoever else says, "Oh, this is required viewing for all future MCU
Like,
projects."
which I guarantee they will not. So,
Probably
or
won't. Yeah.
at least I hope they don't. But
I'm see. I mean, Kevin Feige said. I don't know if you saw this. You probably saw the quote because I sent you the quote. Unless you just ignore messages from me now. Wow. Thanks, Wally.
no, I saw. But
Uh,
we'll get to that. We'll
no,
get to
yeah.
that.
I was gonna say because he talked about how they'd be doing the plan would become revealed in the coming months here, so it's very likely. I think 100% chance that the future of the MCU is just Morbius,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. Just from here on out, the revolving part
Around
of the MCU.
Morbius,
Yeah, Morbius. They are recasting him though, which I'm grateful for because
they are. I didn't see that.
yeah, it's Mark Hamill.
Oh, I mean, he kind of already played the part, just not as himself. So, I mean, if we can get him in there by him as himself, I mean, I'm down for it. But
Yeah,
speaking
it was just an
of,
elaborate hoax. Sorry about that. Sorry I had to uh, put you on that roller coaster of emotions.
now you're good. According to Deadline Hollywood, Danielle Melchior, known for her role as Ratcatcher 2 in the Suicide Squad, will appear in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I did see that.
Some photos of her on set also surfaced, and there's speculation that she's going to be playing Moondragon, who in the comics is Drax's daughter. It's
I
probably not going
also
to be the case
saw
here,
that. Yeah, this
but
that wouldn't quite work. I don't think because I think Drax's daughter. I think there's something about his backstory with that, like
I think Thanos
some
killed him.
drive
Yeah,
for revenge.
yeah. Thanos killed his daughter and his wife.
No, I don't think that was it.
No,
No. But yes. So looking forward to that because I liked her as Ratcatcher 2. So, ooh, boom. I just thought of this. This is brilliant. Maybe she'll play Moondragon 2.
Maybe.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. No, you know what? Drax too. She's gonna play Drax too. Where Drax is gonna die, and then she's gonna play Drax.
See, there's that tie-in I was looking for.
There you go. For some reason, I threw 3 pieces of DC news in the middle of my MCU news. We're gonna skip that and come back to it.
Oh, sad.
I Am Groot, an MCU series of shorts, will come out on August 10th.
Yes.
As if we didn't have enough content.
Which is before She-Hulk, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait.
I don't know if it'll be live action or cartoon or what.
That's Wednesday.
But it's gonna be. Or it could be both because Groot is technically animated.
You are correct, actually. That's odd. I didn't even think of that.
Oh yeah, you just thought they casted a tree.
Yeah.
And it's not like the Fox Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fox-tastic, if you will.
They cast a tree.
That reminded me of remember in The Diary of a Wimpy Kid when he got cast as a tree?
I do remember that now, actually. It took me a moment, but yes.
What a throwback. Those were some books. Those were some books.
Apparently the series is still continuing. I tapped out around book 5. Apparently they're on like book 10 or whatever now. So.
No, they're on 16.
That caught me off guard.
Yeah, I
was not expecting that. Well, I'm very behind in the series. No plans to catch up right now, but
me neither. It's funny they have audiobooks for it. I don't know how it works.
Oh yeah, because most of it's like pictures, right?
Because they're pictures. Yeah, it's like more on the graphic novel side of things, I guess, but not really. It's weird.
They just have to add 1,000 words for each picture contained.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to news. Deadline has reported that Marvel Studios has tapped Jake Schreier as director for the Thunderbolts. Eric Pearson, the person behind the Black Widow film, is set to write the script. The movie's kind of been set up recently in the MCU, but as we've complained about before, it'll be a while before it comes to fruition.
Yeah.
It just seems like a lot of the news that we get for the MCU anymore. It's just like, oh, cool. Can't wait.
Oh, cool. I can't wait till my grandchildren get to celebrate this release here.
In phase 4.
Mm-hmm. Phase 4 is gonna be like 400 years long.
Oh yeah, easy. Discussing film, posted on Twitter that Sony will be releasing the extended version of Spider-Man No Way Home called Spider-Man No Way Home, the more fun stuff version.
Yeah,
I want to know what your opinion is.
They should have called it the Morbius fun stuff version.
You know they're gonna find a way to sneak them in there somehow.
They honestly might.
No, they will. What's your opinion on this? I don't know why they need this. I didn't think the movie needed anything more.
I like it because of the extra content that we'll receive with regards to Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. That'll be fantastic. That's already 100% confirmed. There'll be more stuff with all of the Spider-Men, which is awesome. That's 100% confirmed. It's a little bit unfortunate because, in like ye olden days with DVD special features, these deleted scenes would be contained there instead of, brought back into this whole re-release thing where they're going to charge you an extra arm and a leg to watch this here. I already spent an arm and a leg on the last one, so I'm going to be torso boy.
And that's the name of the episode.
Yeah, that was a quote from a Weird Al song, I believe. So cut it to Weird Al for that one. But
oh boy.
Oh goodness, this is already a great podcast, huh? See, we just spent too much time between the last one and this one, and now it's just we've just devolved.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
describe the last 3 or 4 episodes of Kenobi and the last 2 episodes of Miss Marvel in
Marvel,
extreme depth.
Yeah, we have not talked about Miss Marvel at all here. I don't know if we're gonna start from square one on that or just skim over it.
We'll find out, won't we?
I am looking forward to the Spider-Man thing. I just wish it wouldn't be so expensive to rewatch it here. And
I mean, yeah.
Although I did see a theory online that the reason that they decided to re-release Spider-Man is because when they re-released Morbius, they lost so much money on that re-release. They're trying to make it up by re-releasing an actually good movie, which I don't know if that's true or just purely speculation, but if that's true, that's fantastic. And if so, they should just release Morbius a million more times so they can just keep giving us better and better stuff. That would be fantastic.
Continuing on. This is no bearing on anyone who doesn't play video games, which includes myself. Marvel released a trailer for the game Midnight Suns. It looks cool.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah,
I actually saw it before you sent me it, and you also sent me it, and I was like, "Cool." I don't have to watch this because I've already watched it now. But
look at that. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah,
looks cool. At first I thought it was like a game, like a movie. It was like, oh my god, we're getting Midnight Suns, and then I watched it. I was like, this isn't a movie.
See,
it's so cool though.
I also saw the trailer and I was like, oh, is this like a new movie or show or whatever? And then I was like, I don't know why I care, because if it is, it'll still be like 12 years before we see it. So no reason to get excited.
If we get a trailer, it's usually within the next couple months. But
true.
It's a video game, so
yes,
whatever. Director Shang-Chi said a few months ago that he was working on a show for Disney Plus. We reported on that. And now, according to the Hollywood Reporter, the show will be about Simon Williams, aka Wonder Man. So who knows when we'll get that? But
oh yeah, I do remember seeing that. I don't know anything about that past what you said, but
yeah, I mean, cool. You sent me something, and I didn't send you something. I just wrote it down.
Ah,
yeah. So
okay,
Spider-Man.
Cool.
Not Spider-Man, Wonder Man.
Nice.
Again, it's hard to get excited for these things, but
yeah. Like it's really easy for Star Wars and DC even, because they announce something and then it's like the next thing you're expecting. But for Marvel, it's like 27 things down the line.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Speaking of things that are 27 things down the line, we got some news about Agatha House of Harkness.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure you forgot existed because I did.
Happening still, yeah.
WandaVision writers Peter Cameron, Laura Donnie, and Cameron Squires will return to write the show. Demois, which is a gossip column on Twitter, also leaked that the show will begin filming in August, and also reported that A- comedy actress who is close to Catherine Hahn who's been on hiatus for a while, will come back with the show. And that is a SNL alumni who will be making their first MCU appearance.
Oh,
a lot of people are speculating that it's Amy Poehler from Parks and Rec.
Oh.
And if you're looking for someone, if whether or not Demois is good, it's sometimes correct, but they do apologize when they're not. So who knows if this is correct? But that's okay. Something.
Cool. Interesting.
I don't know. Again, I don't know when the show comes out.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the show. Like if it takes place before or after the events of WandaVision, I wish they could have at least narrowed it down to that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it'll be like a Book of Boba Fett thing where the answer is yes.
It's like the exact format and the exact plot line of Book of Boba Fett, but with Agatha Harkness.
Yeah.
I mean, the same characters. The only one that's replaced is Boba Fett. Mm-hmm. Like they take out Boba Fett and they put in Agatha Harkness on Tatooine.
Yeah,
escaping from the Rancor.
I feel like the events would change just a bit, just a small bit.
Zero.
No,
it will not change at all.
I just don't think that Agatha would have saved all those people. But if she's become a hero, then cool.
I don't know, but I guess it's gonna be a sitcom because
I hope she stays as a villain. I will say that, or at least like an anti-hero even.
Yeah.
But I hope they don't go full hero on her because I feel like we have a lot of Marvel shows about
Yeah.
heroes and even villains who are kind of acting as heroes now.
Like Loki.
Like like the good not even like an anti-hero, but just like a full-on
hero, yeah.
hero. So
What if
it'll be
it's
interesting.
just like a sitcom that takes place in Westview and it literally is just does not acknowledge the MCU whatsoever?
I
It
would
is
like
just-
that a lot, actually. I
would
would like
too.
that a lot more than other stuff.
You gotta be I gotta be honest, I agree with you. Finally on the Marvel front, according to the Total Films, Brennan shared this with me. Kevin Feige said that we will learn more about the next big saga. He mentioned this earlier as well. But
Yes.
directly he said, I think there have been many clues already that are at least apparent to me of where this whole saga is going. Thrawn is gonna invade. No, wait. wrong universe. But
it is the multiverse of madness now, so who knows?
And I mean, Star Wars is published by Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm kidding.
I
mean, I think everyone kind of has an idea of what it is. A lot of people think Secret Wars. A lot of people think Kang the Conqueror. Probably both.
It could be a million things, and they would have laid enough clues for whatever. And it's really infuriating. It's like, oh, I think it's kind of obvious. Like, yeah, you do, because you know what it's gonna be. Of course, you think it's obvious.
But you know what it isn't.
Look at us. You've teased everything.
Do you know what it isn't?
What?
Mephisto. It is not Mephisto.
It would be so funny if he actually says, "Oh yeah, it actually is Mephisto." Do you guys not see all the Easter eggs and like all of the other shows we've been doing for ages? It's like secretly all the villains were Mephisto. Do you guys not catch that? I thought we were making it obvious because I'm Kevin Feige and I knew what we were doing.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny if that was the case.
Yeah.
It was Mephisto all along.
Yes.
Let's go back up and grab those
DC
random DC news things. We got a Black Adam trailer, which I didn't watch.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has Dr. Fate. It has a lot of Dr. Fate.
Oh, and you were excited about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Fate is cool because it's all about the Justice Society of America, which I've always liked the idea of that. I don't feel like we see enough of it really.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's like what the Justice League started off as, like the Justice Society of America, and then eventually it kind of gets turned into the Justice League, quote unquote. Not really. Like it kind of just ends and the Justice League starts, but it's like the thing before that.
Yeah.
Just other heroes. So it's cool. I like it. I like seeing the heroes before there was like all of them. So it's just nice to see. Cool. I hope it's a good movie. I really do. We will see. It's cool to take the anti-hero angle.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see what happens.
Yeah. So now here's where the news gets weird for DC. And I think everyone's had their opinion on it. But because we're so late to the party, here's our opinion on it. Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips posted a picture of the finished script for the Joker sequel.
Yeah,
it had a red binding and was labeled Joker Folie à Deux. Is that how you say it?
Don't ask me about pronunciation. I'm not good at pronunciation, but
right,
I will say yes. I'll give you my stamp of approval. That probably means it's wrong. So,
and a couple days later, the Hollywood Reporter put out an article that Lady Gaga was in early talks to join Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips in a musical sequel. It's gonna be
a musical, yeah.
The Joker.
Which I honestly think is the only way they could have possibly stepped things up in terms of like the bizarre nature of the films, because with like a sequel, you really have to like encompass the spirit of the original without duplicating the original. Because anytime you try to duplicate it, it doesn't work.
No.
And the spirit was so just trippy that the only way to kind of make it more trippy without copying it is make it a musical. I think, which sounds so bizarre, but I think they can make that work.
So I think
I'm excited about the name. I'm excited about the name too, because the name makes it quite apparent, almost is what it seems, that the movie will be about the Joker and Harley Quinn.
Right.
And if they're casting Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, oh my God, how bizarre. I have no idea if I'll like this movie or not, but I'm more excited for this movie now than when the original Joker movie was announced. Honestly, when that movie was announced, I was, nah, whatever. The original Joker film, I liked. A lot of people who like really, really, really liked it. I was like, this is a good movie. It's good as a standalone movie. I didn't think they should have done any sequels. It was just like, it was kind of like directionless in its meaning. It looked like they were trying to tell a story, but then forgot like halfway through what they were trying to do. But it was like a cool movie to watch. The visuals were just neat. The beats were neat.
I think the character study was really cool too.
Yeah. Except for like, it was weird because like you spend so much time looking at the character and then you're like, wait, what were his motivations in any of this? So the thing character studies are supposed to do is like show motivations. This is like, oh, he's kind of a wacky, crazy dude, which was a lot of fun to watch. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that movie, but it's kind of like, okay, what was the point of what he was saying and doing and everything? But I am excited for the sequel. Hearing it is going to be a musical just sounds fantastic.
I think they lost like half the people who loved the first one by saying musical. I think that's hilarious.
They 100% did, and that is the most power move thing I think they could have done, and that is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really funny. It'll be interesting for sure, because like you said, like it's just kind of like, I wouldn't say directionless. I'd be more like, this movie is just this movie, and that's it. I'm not setting up for anything. This is what it is. What do they say? I'll see this on like BookTube and stuff like that. No plot, just vibes.
yeah. It
was weird vibes, but
kind of
not
that.
just vibes. And that's how that movie is. I'm very interested to see how they're gonna somehow introduce. Oh, they could introduce Harley Quinn a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. And a musical.
Mm-hmm.
This could be wild.
Yeah, I am curious to see if it'll be a jukebox musical, which means like, existing pop songs that just incorporate the movie and sung in musical styles, or if they'll have like all original songs music for this. Yeah. I'm hoping original songs because that would be so insane. But we will see, I guess. Do we have like an anticipated release date for that movie, or was it just announced?
I don't think so. You know what I think they should do is I think they should go put it on Broadway and then tour the country with it. I think that'd be really funny.
That would actually be phenomenal. Like I don't think there's any kind of a way it will not release in theaters first, but after it was in theaters, if they put The Joker 2 on Broadway as a stage play, that would be great. I would pay money to fly to New York to see that. That would be.
I don't think you'd have to fly. I think we have a friend that would willingly drive you to New York if you wanted
to. Yes.
And just, that would be something. Can you imagine 500 years in the future they're performing The Joker 2 on stage? Like not the first one. Like you have to go see the first one in order to go see the play.
And the first one is not, any kind of stage thing you can watch. You have to watch the movie, and the sequel is on stage. Yeah.
I think that'd be even more of a power move if they made The Joker 2 just a stage production.
Yes. Yeah.
Because then they could put it in place in like maybe like a year.
I mean, people are complaining with Marvel here how hard it is to keep track between the movies and the shows. Imagine if they did that and like also added stage plays. Like stage plays, podcasts, vlogs. You need to watch everything.
They have they're separate from the comics and the movies, but like they have podcasts that are like.
But like podcasts that were like absolutely
canon,
crucial to like the MCU, that word canon and crucial to the MCU. We're like on like episode like 38 of like, an hour long podcast. There's like word that Pepper Potts or whoever has died, and then like in the movie, it's like the next movie you go and see like a year down the road, they're like, oh yeah, it sucks that Pepper Potts died, and the viewer's like, wait, what? And it's like, yeah, duh, watch episode 38 of this hour-long podcast series to like get that canon piece of information.
Oh my god. But
Yeah.
dang. Speaking of, confusing, I don't consider I know the Joker is a DC character.
Yeah.
That's not a DCU. It's not a DC film. They're not DC films.
Mm-mm.
It's just a Psycho Clown film.
They are here's a movie films.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
this
like
character from a comic book. Yeah, I don't care about the comic book. We're just taking the character,
Yeah.
and this is him now.
Yeah, I mean, like they are super artsy and well done, and it looks very high level and everything. But like, it's not, it's just like here's a movie, and we're like, yeah, this is a movie. This is a good movie. Or it's, I mean, to some people, it's just a movie. I like the movie.
I have not watched it since I saw it in the theater though.
I watched it one time after I saw it in theaters, I think, and that was it. So
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it since, but
yeah,
I don't think it's a movie I want to rewatch. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah, no,
Maybe like a long time down the road, but not.
Yeah, it was fine. Like I liked. It was really cool seeing it the first time. It's like after that, it's like it didn't have as much substance as I was kind of hoping for. But we spent a lot of time talking about the Joker.
Of course we have. The next piece. Hold on, I have to add something to my. Here it is. I have to add something to a song stuck in my head playlist because I have the song "My Way" stuck in my head.
From the
Sinatra,
Joker.
I think was in the movie.
Yeah.
But next piece of Star Wars.
It was at least in the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
next
so
piece of
are
news
we
is Star Wars.
are we all done with DC news and all that here?
Did you want to throw in that other stuff?
Let
Okay,
me
go
just
ahead.
go toss in this bit with Ezra Miller here, just because I thought it was so insane. Yeah, he's been on like his giant crime spree for like however long now.
Yeah.
And have been on their giant, because I learned that they're on binary
Ezra Miller?
a couple days back. They
Okay.
came out like several years ago, so I don't know how I didn't hear of it at all.
I don't think anyone did.
Paying attention, but yeah, I wanted, because we've talked about them in the past before, so I just wanted to make sure I'm using their correct pronouns.
Correct, yeah.
At least here, so they are a war criminal now, basically.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so and then the way this ties in is with the state of the DCEU, or is it the DC? No, the DC.
Yes,
it is the DCEU, right?
DCEU, yeah.
The Snyderverse and whatever else is kind of in shambles here, and the next movie that's really going to be in all of that, there's Aquaman 2, I suppose, but I never saw Aquaman 1. But the next one that can kind of do stuff is the Flash movie about Flashpoint and all of that. And I was like, hey, that could be a good opportunity for DC to just reset the timeline. And the only character that they would have to carry over is the Flash, Barry Allen, as like Ezra Miller. Now it's looking like DC might be wanting to part ways with Ezra Miller as soon as the Flash movie is released. So DC has just lost. They've lost everybody basically who is in that who is in the Justice League. They've lost everyone. I mean, they have Wonder Woman still, they have Aquaman still, but I think everybody else they've lost, right?
Yeah, but Amber Heard is involved in all that, so
yeah, and
they've kind of lost everything.
Yeah,
it's all gone.
I don't know how it could continue in any capacity. The Flash was kind of their last hope, and now they're a war criminal. So this is just really fun developments where I know that DC, after having waited 5 years on this movie, and then finally within the 1 year period, because it's like about a year out from its release date now, the lead actor in that movie has been terrorizing the just all Hawaiians for the past however long, and has disappeared from everything. Just such an insane situation. Because for my name, I don't know if you saw, but Ezra Miller, they had made an Instagram post or whatever saying that they were not in this universe, I think. So just gone off the rails completely there, but I am here for it as long as they don't cause any serious harm to anyone. I'm just down to see how bizarre this situation gets, or not even serious harm, just any harm to anyone.
Yeah.
I hope they turn into like a comic book supervillain where they just pop up every so often, commit some comical scheme, and then like vanish back into the background. That would be phenomenal. I would love to see news headlines like, "Oh, Ezra Miller broke into a local zoo and released a herd of elephants." I would be like, "Cool, Ezra Miller." But yeah, so that's the Ezra Miller update for right now. No idea how that will continue to develop, as said, but I hope we get to see the Flash movie still, because I am looking forward to that. It's been finished for like 5 years, so hopefully we'll get to see it. Maybe. Who's to say?
Not me. Well, we have 6 minutes to do 3 more pieces of news, and then we'll get to Miss Marvel and
Yes.
Kenobi. So we'll go quickly. So
let's do it.
In an interview, Taika Waititi said his upcoming Star Wars film that I don't think I'm any of use in the Star Wars universe making a film where everyone's like, that's Chewbacca's grandmother. I would like to take something new, create some new characters, and expand the world. This makes me so happy. I love when no, this is me speaking now. This
you
makes
love
me
Star
happy.
Wars. Oh, okay.
I love when Star Wars branches out from the main characters and does something else, and that's why I love the books. So,
yeah,
glad he's not taking old stuff and making it kind of
yes. New. Is there a timeline on that movie? Nope. Okay.
No, he has a movie. There's the one thing. I was like the one thing that, and I think Rogue Squadron, the only two where we have no idea anything about.
There was the promotional art that he tweeted out, I think.
Oh, I didn't see
with that thing. It was just Star Wars in this really cool font, like not anything we've seen before. And I was like, if it has kind of like a whole different kind of vibe, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And it looks like it will, because I mean, with like Thor Ragnarok, I absolutely loved how that changed Marvel, even though Marvel's just been repeating Thor Ragnarok as the humor style in every other movie that they've had. But I mean, it's still been neat. I've liked it.
Yep. This is from a couple weeks ago. More of the cast for Percy Jackson had been revealed by Rick Riordan himself.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I saw that.
Virginia Cole from Boardwalk Empire will play Sally Jackson, Percy's mother. Jason Mantzoukas from Brooklyn Nine-Nine and a bunch of other things. Will play Mr. D or Dionysus.
We already talked about that news, right?
We didn't talk about it, no, but we talked about it. Me and you on the podcast.
I thought we did. Perhaps not. No. Well, yeah. That is cool.
Megan Mullally of Will and Grace. Mullally. I don't know. For Will and Grace, we'll play Mrs. Dodd / Electo. Glenn Turman from The Wire will play Mr. Brunner or Charon. And Tim Sharp from Always Sunny in Philadelphia will play Gabe Ugliano, Percy's stepdad, who actually I don't remember for the books.
I do. He was only in the first book. That was it. Because at the end of the first book, something happens to him.
Yep. It's a very well-known list of actors, and I like all the choices, especially Jason Mantzoukas. I
have started rereading the first book.
Hey, look at you.
Yeah, I decided it was a good one to get me back into reading, hopefully.
I mean,
and it is. It's a pretty easy read. It's a book written for children. So
YA
I am enjoying it.
Usually pretty easy to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, not always.
I went through the first 50 pages like that. It was great.
Yeah. Finally, we got a title for the sequel of the Knives Out film. It will be called Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, and it will be released on Netflix in November.
Which is which is fantastic. I'm looking
Yes.
forward to that. It looks
too.
good.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a quick break. There's no ad or
Yes.
anything. We just have to do it because Zoom hates us.
Yes.
So it will be nothing for you. but it
I
be
will
something for us.
I will insert an ad here. I will make an ad
You're
and
gonna
I'll
make an ad and
insert
send
it.
it to me before tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or I'll just speak. I'll just speak right now. What do we have?
We have 2.5
half
minutes left.
minutes left? Okay. Okay. Here.
What,
I
what
got
do you
this.
plan on advertising? Since you have the, okay, no. For this last 2.5 minutes, you can give us an update on a project that you may or may not be working on.
Or I can say this podcast has been sponsored by the concept of ties. Just any ties, anywhere. Go and find a tie. It could be a nice a red tie, a blue tie, yellow tie. What's another color?
Polka
Green
dot
tie. A polka dot tie. Wow. And now we're getting fancy here.
Striped tie.
Yeah. But I could give you an update on a project. So that ends the sponsors segment. All ties, please send me $1 billion.
And
Yes.
foreign aid.
I will soon be releasing, very soon, in fact, before the end of the month,
before
a
the end
video
of
of
the month.
me making pizza.
Oh yeah.
But I also am working on maybe something else, a little bit longer, a little bit more in depth and detailed and hard to edit. That I've been working on.
I'm very excited for it because I get to do
Yes.
music possibly. Maybe.
Yes,
But
yes. That will be released. I was saying July earlier. I was saying July. I
you
might
got
be
10 days,
saying
buddy.
October now.
Okay. That's a
Maybe
big
October.
jump.
Yes, because I realized because I went and logged all of the files, and it turned out to be I was like it'll be like about 100. It was 219 total files that I need to splice together somehow. So it'll be a little bit of time, and then I'll have to send it to you to get the music. But we will see. So that ends the Brennan update.
Yeah, because we have less than a minute, so
Corner.
you gotta
Yep.
wrap this up here, buddy.
Yes, wrapped up. When we talk to you next, which will be instantaneous for you, it'll be about Kenobi.
We're just
I'm
gonna get
back
right
to
into it.
being not a pizza. I don't know why it changed my name back, but oh well.
Okay.
As I was saying about Kenobi, though, I do think it was a little bit of an odd choice for Kenobi to betray young Luke and kill him. I would have not made that choice if I was in the director's chair, because I don't know how it ties into the rest of the series now. Because did Star Wars just decanonize episodes 4 through 9? I mean, it's a little hard to say at this moment in time, but I'm looking forward to the direction this goes in.
It's an alternate universe. We're just gonna
Yeah.
get confused like Marvel. No. So gotta be honest, don't remember episodes 3, 4, or 5.
Cool. That's all of them that we're talking about here.
All I know is that I really enjoyed the show so far. I
Yeah.
have a note. I have one note on episode 5. It says the Vader scene where he pulls down the ship and rips it apart. CGI was very bad, very prequel reminiscent.
Yeah. It was a
Bad.
cool scene. It reminded me of like a video game, like a late 2000s video game. It still looked cool.
Oh yeah.
But you could tell it was very animated.
Bringing back the sequel fans with the shitty animation.
The
I mean,
sequel.
Yeah, it was a show. I meant to rewatch it, but then I finished an anime instead.
Episode 3 was when they were on the planet.
Oh yes, the planet.
Name I don't remember, but it was the one where like the Empire was there and their guy gave them a lift.
Oh yeah, you know that was Zach Braff, the guy who gave him a lift? The guy from
Was
Scrubs?
that Zach Braff?
Yeah, it was.
Never watched Scrubs.
You should watch it. I think you'd enjoy Scrubs.
Cool.
It's really long though. It's 9 seasons. So
Nice. Yeah, and then how
that's right. I remember that one. And then the second, and then
then
the
they
4th
hopped in the
episode, they
back.
broke into the Inquisitors, like the Inquisitor space, right?
Yeah, and then they had the thing with the glass and the water.
That's right. That's right.
I
Okay,
liked
do remember it.
episodes 3 and 4. Episode 5 kind of threw me for a loop because then they like told us what's her name, the third sister's backstory, and I don't really like the new backstory take for that. Like, I mean, not the new one, it was always her backstory, we just weren't told of it, but I don't really like her backstory now. I liked her character more where she was just like mad. I don't know how to describe it.
I mean,
but when
it makes
she
sense
when she
if you think about it.
It just seems so weird for her to hate Vader, and she used that hatred to climb up the ranks. Like I would have liked it more if she just, had misplaced anger towards the Jedi and all that. Because for me to like, oh, they killed all my friends, and I'll stop at nothing to kill them. It's like you're also going through and killing like a bunch of innocents here. It seems kind of not what somebody who really liked being a Jedi and having all their Jedi friends would do. It just seems I don't know. It just threw me for a loop. I really liked her character before, and I still do like her character, but it just should have struck me as kind of odd.
I think like her becoming an Inquisitor and like killing other Jedi like shows her resentment toward. I mean, because she shared her resentment toward Obi-Wan Kenobi, and how like she could have saved him.
It's just a weird.
She could have saved her and everyone, and like so. I think her becoming an Inquisitor and killing Jedi shows her resentment toward the Jedi, but she also has this resentment towards Anakin or Darth Vader or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, like it makes sense. But I can see why you kind of don't like it.
And then when she was stabbed with the lightsaber at the very end by Darth Vader, how is she alive? Like,
I mean, Darth Maul was cut in half. So
yeah. I mean, but with like all of that, there was like a tweet or something I saw where someone was like, "How is Qui-Gon Jinn the only person to ever die by a lightsaber?" How come so many people are surviving here?
It's Star Wars. You know how Star Wars is.
Yeah, it's just main character syndrome or whatever, where if you're a main character, you cannot die by a lightsaber.
No.
I've
read a lot of books like that lately.
Yeah,
that the main characters just will not die, even though they should have very much died several times.
Yeah,
but they don't because they're main characters.
Qui-Gon Jinn just had to die for whatever reason, and then Savage Opress is the only other person that I can think all the top of my head who died by a lightsaber who was a named character, and he just wasn't in any of the movies, so he kind of had to write him off.
I often forget about Savage Opress.
He was a cool character.
I liked him. Did she die by lightsaber?
Who?
Ventress? I can't remember if it was by lightsaber.
She died somehow. I don't remember, honestly.
She didn't die in the show, so you wouldn't remember it unless you've read.
Oh, she didn't?
No, she died in the book. In a book. It was supposed to be a Clone Wars arc, but then they're like, we're gonna cut it. You can make it a book though.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't remember if it was by blaster shot or if it was by lightsaber via Quinlan Voss. Oh, we got to call back to Quinlan Voss. That was something that happened.
When did that? Oh yeah, I do remember hearing about that, but I didn't know who he was. So
Quinlan Voss, yeah, he's from
I couldn't remember.
What was it called?
Clone
Wars.
Quinlan Voss was involved in Asajj Ventress's death.
Yeah, but was it via lightsaber or blaster?
It was via Force lightning.
Oh,
actually,
that's right. I remember that now.
Looks like here, Quinlan Voss. Who was Quinlan Voss?
He was
someone on the dark side, and so he was on the dark side and then went to the light side.
Yeah, it's an interesting arc. I really wish they had made it I really wish they made the Clone Wars. It makes sense in the
interesting.
book.
Oops. Can you phone call? Let me ignore that. What is up?
Well, now we're getting a copyright striked.
How have you been? Yeah, for the office.
Yep. But I don't know. I've enjoyed
it's funny because
so far.
every time that ringtone goes off and someone's like, oh, I see someone likes The Office here, and I say, haha, yep. But I really like, I mean, The Office isn't a bad show, but I'm not really that fond of it. I just really like the theme song. I think The Office theme song is one of the best like theme song things out there. But it's just so funny that goes off. Someone's like, oh, someone really likes The Office, huh? And I'm like,
Not really.
I do not want to prolong this social conversation. I'm just gonna say yes and hope that it ends there.
Anyway, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, that guy.
It's been a good show. I mean, I've enjoyed
he's been
it.
kind of sad most of the season.
Oh yeah.
We finally got a Clone Wars flashback. Not what
That's
I think
right.
anyone was expecting.
I don't think it was a
and-
Clone War. I think it might have been like pre-Clone Wars.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was very around episode 2-ish.
Uh-huh.
Hayden Christensen looked like the actor who played Dear Evan Hansen in the movie Dear Evan Hansen, or not, not the character Evan Hansen in Dear Evan Hansen, because he did not look like they de-aged him well. He looked
I don't
like
know
an
why they
old
could do
man
that for
pretending to
Luke
be a
and
child.
then not do it for Anakin.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. It is what it is. I mean, people age.
Yeah.
Can't expect everyone to look like they did 20 years ago, but
It just felt weird to kind of include that flashback. Like, I got
it
the
made sense
point
with
of
the
it.
episode.
I mean, like with the whole story, the story beats, it was perfect.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know, it was just weird to see only that one area, and like that was the only flashback thing that we got. I don't know, it was still cool. I liked it. Okay.
Yeah.
It was neat.
It
Is
was
that what
neat.
you wanted to hear, Wally?
No, I want to hear your opinion, Brennan. That's why we have the show.
I
mean, I'm the
have to share
only
my-
one who wants to hear your opinion.
I have to share my honest thoughts. Wow. Okay. I don't know. It's been good. It has been a solid show. I have enjoyed it. I don't know. It doesn't feel like anything I would go back and rewatch as of right now. Like, I've liked seeing it this first time, but I don't know if it's rewatchable. It like hasn't grabbed me like shows like The Mandalorian do. This is definitely below The Mandalorian in my opinion, but above the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
it's right in
not
the middle
hard to
of
do.
like the
Not
live
hard
action
to do.
shows. Yeah, that's kind of the only opening it had. Like, Mandalorian is up here and Boba Fett is like down here, so like all the space on the screen is just anywhere it could have gone.
Could have gone. It could. There were three spots. Like everything. It's just one spot was clearly more
Yeah.
open than the other two.
One spot was huge and the other two spots were so tiny. But
It's doing exactly what it's meant to do. It's
liked it.
filling us in on Obi-Wan Kenobi. you know?
there was a fight scene. I don't know if it was episode 3 or 4, is in either 3 or 4. I think 3, but where Obi-Wan fought Darth Vader for the first time.
Oh yeah, that was cool. And then he like
kind of felt
dragged his
weird to
corpse-
me.
not
Yeah,
corpse, his body. He wasn't
just
dead.
the actual part where they were hitting lightsabers
Uh-huh.
felt odd to me. Like the way it was choreographed or shot or something. It felt like they were acting out pre-planned choreography and not actually in a fight,
Well, it's
which
because
is
they
kind
were.
of sad to see. Yeah, but like you acted well.
What?
No one can tell. It didn't feel like it
Okay.
was acted well.
Let's be honest. That's the way the original one felt back in the 70s. Like that one's not. It's.
Yeah.
I feel like it combined well what the very first one we ever saw was, and then the one we saw in episode 3.
But it just felt a lot closer to episode 4. But they were like closer
yeah.
together even in episode 4. Like in episode 4, at least they were kind of spaced back and it was doing this whole thing. But here they were like up close, like the exact same closeness we saw in like the prequel series, doing this very kind of stilted, where like Vader didn't even look like he was trying. He was holding it in one hand, which I loved. I loved that he was doing it in one hand, but it just felt like he was barely even moving.
He didn't have to try because Obi-Wan he's not strong. It was like the first time he's been used force in.
Yeah. But
10
like,
years?
I don't know. It just felt like a very odd scene where
Maybe.
I wish they had done something more with that. It was cool when they actually started to use like the force and like the fire. Although that felt
yeah,
like
that was intense.
like excessive on Vader's part. I was just like, oh my god,
So Vader's
holding some resentment. He's
Vader
been
has
holding
been
a little bit of
brutal in
resentment.
this
Yeah.
series. Vader has not held anything back.
No, which made a lightsaber fight feel weird for me because I feel like Vader would have done, because especially in like the Rebels arc where you have Vader and Ahsoka fight. That one, Vader was going all at it, and
well,
here
it was a cartoon.
He was very restrained. Yeah, but I mean, even still.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it just felt so
making
odd.
fun of you, Brennan.
Me? No.
I'm making fun of you, torso boy.
Is that Is that all of my thoughts? Let's see. I've liked the side characters that have been introduced in Kenobi.
Yeah.
I'm with names, so I can't remember a single name out of any of them. But they've been neat to see. It's great to see more of like the Rebel Alliance sort of starting to form.
It hasn't been like I know a lot of people thought it might have been, but it hasn't been like cameo galore.
Yeah, which I've liked.
We have we have the Inquisitor, we have Vader, we have Obi-Wan, we have Leia. And of course Bail. Like the other characters were like around the main characters, but like we're not getting thrown like Darth Maul or like Han Solo for no reason, or Jango Fett. Or no, he's dead. Sorry, Boba Fett. Like we had like I said, a nod to that one Jedi, but it's not like Book of Boba Fett where it's like, oh, look at that cameo, or Mandalorian either, which that was only really just season 2.
Mandalorian season 2, yeah. I don't know. That's kind of all my thoughts, I think, right now. I'm looking forward to the last episode. That'll probably be my last time I watch Kenobi, at least for a while here.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm interested to see how they resolve it, because they keep like the third sister arc. I mean, obviously she's like the BBEG of this series, but like
the what?
Like the BBEG, like that's a term. I don't know where it originated from.
Big bad evil guy?
Yep. That's exactly.
Why can't they just say bad guy?
Means. I don't know. The BBEG is like the overarching, over like multiple things, not just a villain or not just a bad guy, but the BBEG. She's obviously that, but it's like, I don't know. Now with like her turning against Vader and then
dying,
and then Vader killing her, and that she's alive, and now she has this stupid thing that told her, which as soon as I saw that message get left, I was like, why? How dumb can you be? To like, even though he was trying to tiptoe around saying directly, you still gave way too much information away in the recorded voicemail. Like if anyone else saw that, they would immediately have way too much knowledge. So that she has that, I'm like, what's going to happen? Like, obviously, with her defeat, that'll end the show in terms of the villain arc. But it's just, I don't know. It's just a little confusing. I've been liking it, but I don't know. It's just been a little odd.
It's a good show.
Yes.
It's a good show.
Oh, I have more Star Wars news.
Oh, do
That's
you?
probably good.
Where was this 30 minutes ago?
I know,
when you were trying to get sponsored by
Sorry, okay. Yeah. By the way, remember to buy a tie. We're sponsored by them, so you have to say that. If you don't buy a tie, the ties will kill us. So please buy one.
So just all of them, just all at once, just gonna tighten.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes. Oh,
Star Wars.
By the way, I did forget to mention it, but we are contractually bound to wear ties at all times now. So if they want to kill us, they have that capability. Gotcha. Star Wars news. New Lego Star Wars sets were announced at the LegoCon event, and they're pretty cool ones. No. I did not, because this was Saturday. This just happened on Saturday. Okay. I may have said that ones were going to, or there were other ones that were released. There were other ones that were released before LegoCon, but then they announced the last batch of ones they're going to release in August, just now. And there are two of them that are really, really cool. First, like the Clone Wars walker things, the thing with like 6 legs.
Oh
There
yeah,
was a Lego set of that, like in 2008 or whatever, and that was the
Yeah.
last time that we've had the opportunity to get that in a Lego form, I believe. Maybe there's one other one in 2013ish, but it's been a while. So
Right.
that's
Nice.
huge. So that's a pretty awesome one. The
Yeah.
other one is Cad Bane's ship from the Bad Batch.
Oh wow.
So that one
Nice.
is super great, and that one comes with the Cad Bane minifigure. Also, haven't seen that
I
since like
forgot about the Bad Batch.
2013
that
or
was
whatever.
a thing.
Yeah. So I'm probably gonna buy Cad Bane's ship when it comes out because that looked fun.
Cool.
But yep. So
think you're
that's just a little
engaged
bit of
already.
Star Wars news. Pew pew pew. Yeah. So
So Miss Marvel
yeah, I've been
Miss
really,
Marvel
really
is very good.
liking Miss Marvel so far. It like hasn't been watched that much compared to other Marvel shows from what I've seen, which is a
I don't know
tragedy, I think, because
Yeah,
it is
It's
one
really
of
good.
Marvel's best.
I
They
know.
finally have an origin story that feels like an actual origin story, which is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
It's It's
And
been really
especially
good.
because I don't know what's going to happen next. And I feel like in most other shows or movies or whatever, I have some kind of idea of the scope of the powers of the history.
Yeah.
And here, one, because they've changed her backstory so much, I don't know what's going on with her powers, who these other
Mhm.
characters are, what's happening. And that's really cool to see. Like, it's cool to watch all this unfold and to see her make mistakes because
Yes.
she actually seems genuinely awkward and like unprepared for all of this, which I feel like most
A
Marvel
teenager.
shows, most Marvel shows don't go all the way in. Like they'll have the hero kind of being like anxious beforehand, or maybe a little bit nervous or scared, but then they'll get out there and then you won't be able to tell at all. But here, like when she was saving her cousin and that young boy or whatever,
Yeah. In
she
episode
was like,
2.
I have no idea what I'm doing. She was like shaking. It was all wobbly, unstable. She dropped him on top of a car. I was like, she actually is unprepared. That's
Yeah.
cool. And they are still kind of doing the stretchy things with the light as well, which
I really like
is
that
neat.
power that she has. I think
Yeah.
it's neat. I think it's really unique. Like I understand why some people, like especially people who are like really heavy on the comics, don't. But I like it. I like the how it has a hit
Yeah.
like a connection to her past, which I think we're gonna learn about in the next episode.
Yeah.
Is this 6 episodes or is it more?
6. It's only 6. I wish they would do more. I don't like that the only series they're doing 9 episodes for is She-Hulk. That just seems odd to me. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm still optimistic for She-Hulk, but that doesn't seem one that needs 9. Like it seems like a Hawkeye-esque one, which I believe I mentioned last time, which Hawkeye worked fine with 6.
Yeah.
So I wish they would give 9 to like Moon Knight or Miss Marvel here, or like a stand-alone hero who's not related to one of the main characters here.
Yeah, this could be this this could really serve really well as like even like maybe like a 15, 16 episode series, like or 15, 16 episode show. Like I'm really enjoying the show like a lot. It's like and I'm not saying like it's not, you don't need to like understand anything, but like it's a lot less mentally draining to watch the show. Like you don't have to put in as much effort as you would, because Moon Knight was a lot.
Oh yeah, I absolutely loved Moon Knight, but it was a lot to watch.
Hawkeye was kind of like this. You didn't have to put as much mental effort into it. I mean, you did, because you were just trying to connect dots here and there and trying to figure out things. And then you had Kingpin. You're like, oh man, Kingpin. But this one you're just like
Kingpin.
This is vibe.
Just
watch the show and enjoy.
But and like, I mean, I still am trying to connect a lot of dots with this show.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's going on here, but it definitely is more relaxed, and it's not like full of Easter eggs and connections here. Although when they were talking about Hollywood and they mentioned Kingo,
oh my god, I didn't even notice that.
Phenomenal. Oh, like you didn't? It was a whole conversation where they're like, "Oh yeah, who's one of your favorite actors?" And he was like, "Oh, I like Kingo," and she's like, "Oh, like I love Kingo as well. He was fantastic." And then the guy was
god,
the guy was talking about like, oh yeah, and like my mom like her favorite actor is Kingo Senior. And I thought that was such a funny, because when King was talking about how like he's been doing it for 4 generations, pretending to be like his son each time, I was like, that is great. Just
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
That's what Marvel needs more of. And I feel like they used to do it well, and they kind of stepped away from it with how disconnected everything has been recently. We just had that small little connection in, and it's also finally a connection that isn't centered on like America or Western culture or whatever.
Yeah.
You have like Marvel finally has enough stuff where they can make those same kind of connections outside of Western culture, which is great.
Yeah.
I love that it's finally being like that's finally becoming like a cohesive like a world here.
Yeah, I remember that conversation. I missed the name Kingo.
Yep.
Or like my mind just didn't catch it. That's really cool. And they also, I don't know if you noticed this, but we now know how everyone knows about the events of Endgame. You see how they with this podcast?
Yeah. Because like I was
Scott Lang told everyone in a podcast.
I always assumed it would
Scott
be
Lang thing to do, and I love
like that. Yeah, that was phenomenal. That was and like him having a podcast also makes sense for like the Hawkeye musical where he was like was in there. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. That's very true.
Like I love the connections like that, and like it makes total sense. I'm so glad. Like Miss Marvel is doing more to connect the dots of stuff than like any other main show or movie, like old characters
but not like
this whole time.
But they're not like harping on it either. They're just kind of like throwing it in there. Like maybe you catch it, maybe you don't.
They're doing it so well. And like I just like how it genuinely feels like I don't know. It's just a really good show. Like this feels like, because like there are a lot of shows that Marvel has that are good, or movies that Marvel has that are good, but they don't feel like they would be good if like you removed them from Marvel. If you removed all of the MCU tie-ins and Marvel just stuff, they would not be as good or as enjoyable or make as near as much money as they do. But this, if you removed all Marvel stuff from it, I feel like it would still be phenomenal.
Yeah, I think you could say that with Hawkeye too. Maybe just made that kind of like a Die Hard-esque show.
Yeah,
maybe
Hawkeye kind of
not as much as this one.
That line, yeah.
They have very similar feels to me, especially Iman Vellani and Haley Steinfeld. The way they play their characters.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen any of the interviews for Iman Vellani, but she is actually her character. Like she's such the Marvel nerd, and she geeks out on everything. She's
love that.
She's awesome.
I really hope like because like before we were talking about like you Miss Marvel, and okay, she's supposed to have a role in like the next Captain Marvel film, which is called The Marvels. I am so grateful for that now. Like, I mean, I was looking forward to it no matter what, because seeing characters, whatever, blah blah blah.
Right.
But seeing her just act in the first 2 episodes alone, I am pumped.
Oh yeah.
To see her just around more. So it'll be great. It is also super funny. There was some tweet I also saw about this, or some post where someone was like, if they ever do a Young Avengers movie, it'll be so fun to see, because every potential character for the Young Avengers movie has ADHD and is so sporadic and just all over the place. Seeing them try to coordinate anything would be so much fun, and I am pumped for that, because that's what I was thinking. It's just her and Kate as Hawkeye would be fantastic.
You throw Peter in there. Oh my god! And I mean, the Peters in Spider-Man 3 could barely coordinate anything, and 2 of them were like,
oh man,
like in their own movies were like visibly geniuses. Like we've seen it from Tom Holland a little bit, but like he's more like, oh god, whoops. And then him, Kate, and Miss Marvel, whose name I cannot remember. Oh, Kamala. Yeah, Kamala Khan. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Anyway, I really enjoy the Scott Pilgrim-esque vibe this show has.
Oh too. Yeah, just the visuals by themselves.
Oh yeah, they've been really good. I don't apparently there's been some criticism from people that I usually say steer clear of that it feels like a Disney Channel show, and quite frankly, I don't know where they're coming from. I don't get that at all. I don't know if you've seen any of that discourse. I'm glad if you haven't. I'm glad because they're wrong.
No, I can't think of any way that would necessarily relate either, unless they're just like, oh, Disney Channel main characters go to high school. She's going to high school.
That's probably the only connection they made. It doesn't feel anything like it. It's filmed really well.
No, yeah.
It's very Scott Pilgrimy, like I said.
Mhm.
And I like the way they did the neon signs, the texting. I thought that was
Yes,
super cool.
Um,
I really enjoyed the show so far.
so like the way that like they've worked her religion and
Yes.
culture and all of it like as well. It feels so natural.
Uh-huh.
And it fits the story extremely well.
I really like when her dad came in the Hulk costume, but it was
Yes.
also like a traditional. I don't know what to call it, so I'm not gonna like try to
Yeah,
figure out what it is because I just don't know, and I don't want to be offensive, but I thought that was great. I love that scene.
Like this gives me so much hope for the future of Marvel to be able to do things well, because they could have easily done anything with the culture and religion in just either like a subpar way where they're not incorporating it early enough to seem genuine, or they could have just thrown like it all just in your face at all times and then made it not feel genuine either on that side. But it just feels so natural here,
Right?
And it's so weird for like someone like me to watch, where like all of the shows with all the heroes where either their religion is alluded to and it's just what I've been exposed to my whole life, or there's just no tie into that at all.
Right.
And either way I've been like, this is what I've seen, and here's something that I haven't seen before at all, and there are references or whatever where just it's bits of culture that I'm sure to someone who hasn't had any exposure to like to the Christian faith, seeing a lot of what is normally shown, they're like, what is this now? I get to be on that side of things and be like, yo, what is this here? And it's just so neat to really feel like you're seeing another culture that has previously been almost, actually not even almost, just entirely excluded from the MCU.
Or just media in general.
Yeah.
Well,
so
it's
I'm
kind of like, it'd be kind of like
here.
someone who's Muslim and watching Daredevil.
Yes, yeah.
Catholic,
exactly. Which and
connections.
And this also does give me a lot of hope for the Daredevil show, as well, because none of the Marvel stuff has delved all that heavily into religion, I don't think. But now they're doing it here. I'm like, maybe they'll do the stuff with Daredevil being a Catholic correctly as well, while they'll actually include it instead of just ignoring it, because they're not ignoring it here. So that gives me a lot of hope that like we will get to see more exposure to different cultures and all that, and like true exposure.
Right.
Yeah. So, but it's been phenomenal. I am more excited for Miss Marvel than, I mean, like I can't say anything in a while, because Moon Knight, I was also probably equally as excited for a Moon Knight. But between Miss Marvel and Moon Knight, MCU is
very
doing
good,
great,
very good
here.
right now.
Yeah,
for sure. After and one was there anything between Moon Knight and
the only thing was Doctor
Hawkeye?
Strange. Moon Knight and Hawkeye. No, the only thing was Spider-Man.
Okay. Now and then Book of Boba Fett, but like I just didn't know if there was anything Marvel. Okay.
No.
So like the last 3 shows have been good. I mean, like really good.
Yeah.
My favorite being Hawkeye so far. I mean, God, I don't know, Moon Knight and Hawkeye probably.
Yeah. It's
Tied.
yeah,
But
yeah. Excluding his Marvel,
for
it
now,
would,
yeah.
yeah, it would probably be Moon Knight is the best for me. Then WandaVision and Hawkeye are kind of tied. Then Loki would be below that, and then the Falcon and the Winter Soldier would be below that, and that's all the shows, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, 2 weeks, 5 days for until Thor,
Yes.
which is crazy. I can't
I'm
believe
excited.
it's coming that fast. We're at the end of June. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, right. I am a little upset because I wanted to go see it the Thursday it was released, but
Yeah.
I messaged Reese and I was like, "Hey, you want to come up to Boone?" And he said, "Sure," but he can't come up until Friday, so I have to wait till Friday now. I'll be seeing it on Friday, but I am excited for that. So hopefully that'll be fun. You, of course, are welcome to drive 2 hours up to Boone as well if you would like to in the middle of the work day to watch it with all of us as well.
We'll find out.
Invitation now, but yeah. So I am very excited for Thor: Love and Thunder because it looks phenomenal. Just the MCU, like right now in this stage, I'm pumped for. I just wish Kevin Feige would go ahead and announce what his plans were, and not just keep us, on the hook here. But
well, that's it for this episode of
see.
Chip Roasting.
Yes.
It's not super long this time.
No.
I'm Wally. He's not a pizza.
Oh,
go subscribe. One
more thing, actually. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your closing thing, but I just thought back specifically about what Kevin Feige was saying, where he said in the next couple of months things would be like revealed, they become more obvious here, which makes me think, okay, I'm not a pizza, but your microphone is also not a pizza. But yeah.
Continue, sorry.
But he did say in the next couple of months it would become like more obvious or whatever what the plans were. Do you think he's alluding specifically to like a specific piece of media that will be released in a few months here, or if he's just talking very broadly, like he will make an announcement in like October?
He's talking about the Morbius cut of Spider-Man. No way.
Nice.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Probably just
because there is.
I think they're just gonna straight up say it in a show or something.
Because I mean, like between like She-Hulk turned around and be like, Secret Wars is the next team up movie. Oh
my god, like they do an anime. They at the end of like anime episodes, they go through like this really like dramatic thing, and they'll look at the camera. Next up, episode 7, and then they say the name of the episode. Like
nice.
Out of context, but that's like really weird. But all right,
because
so they were like at the end of She-Hulk, she'll just like stand up like this. She'll look at the camera. Next up, Secret Wars.
Because I mean, between August and November, there will be a lot of Marvel content that's on track to be released. So it is possible. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just, 100%. But we won't know because he'll be saying I am.
That would be really funny. Just I am Groot, and you. If like you turn on captions, he's like next time. But anyway. Yeah, okay. That was just the one thing I wanted to add. You may resume the sign off.
Well, subscribe to me, Wolfgate Entertainment. Subscribe to Brennan.
No,
at not Brennan.
Nope.
Or sorry, subscribe to Not a Pizza at not Brennan. Or don't. Maybe
do not subscribe to No Pizza.
Okay. Follow us at Chip Roasting on Instagram. Maybe we'll post something. Maybe we won't. Probably
I
won't.
should post something there. I have the password now.
Yeah, you do. Yes. And finally,
it's password, but the S's are Z's.
That's it.
Is that cool? Brennan, are we hyped now?
Talk. All right. See you, everyone.
Peace.